Welcome to the boss guide portal. Click on annotation to see the strategy guide by me, TSW. Enjoy and thumbs up. Hey guys, TSW here with TGN, and this isn't just going to be any Shannox kill video. This is going to be a TSW strategy guide Shannox kill video. Okay, I'm going to stop that. Shannox is quite possibly the first boss you will kill in Firelands, as he is the easiest. He himself has 80ml HP, one of his ads, Riplim, has 40ml, as does the other, Rageface. As this boss is a hunter, he will no doubt use hunter traps. He has two varieties of traps. He has the immolation trap, which will be thrown randomly anywhere in the room, and will cause, if you're stood on it, fire damage, and over time increased fire damage. So over time you will die, as well as a crystal prison trap, which will trap you in a solid block of fire. Solid block. Yes, fire is solid. I don't understand how that works, but anyway, he does traps and move out of them. You have about 2 seconds for yourself to move out of them. Make sure you stop any sort of casting that you're doing, or else you'll get caught off guard and you will be set ablaze and killed, or turned into a block. And on 25 man, that block has 2.8ml HP. That's a lot of damage you could be doing on the boss, so avoid those traps. The boss will do an arching slash on his tanked target, which will do a frontal AoE cone ability, which basically will hit anyone stood in front of the boss for 125% weapon damage, as well as applying on his primary target, i.e. the person tanking him, a jagged tear debuff. And this jagged tear debuff doesn't tick for an awful lot, however it does stack, and it is the same debuff that his ad Riplim applies. So what we have here is a Druid tank, Sethan, tanking Shannox, and myself, TSW, tanking Riplim. So we're both taking these jagged tear debuffs. Now the former strategy on the PTR was to have one tank tank both, and then when the stacks would get high, one tank, the other tank both of the ads, whilst the tank with the debuffs would have a little bit of time to himself, and the stacks would fall off. However, that's not the case on live. Shannox isn't tauntable, neither is our little friend Riplim. So we had a couple of attempts where we were trying to shift the aggro by, tricksing MDs and all that cool stuff, and it just wasn't really that viable. I'm not saying that you're not able to kill the boss doing this way. It would be quite effective and reduce the healing on the raid. However, you will be the fight will last longer, so you need more consistency in that regard. And to begin with, it's a bit of a pain trying to get tanks first and second on aggro. But anyway, that's how we did it. We had one tank on Shannox and one tank on Riplim throughout the encounter. As I'm on Riplim, I get lots and lots of stacks, a little bit faster than tanking Shannox, because Shannox doesn't do his arching slash ability all that often, and it is avoidable, so our druid is able to reset his stacks from time to time. However, me tanking Riplim, he's on me almost all the time, so I'm not really able to reset my stacks. However, I believe that there is a chance to reset the stacks. As you can see there, the traps not only work on us players, but also on the dogs. He just got entombed in a crystal prison, giving me a few seconds to myself, meaning that if my ticks were about to run out, it wouldn't be reapplied because the dog quite simply wasn't attacking me. And when the boss uses his Hill Spear ability, like he just did then, Riplim will go to the spear, pick it up, and take it back to Shannox. What the Hill Spear ability will do is anyone within 50 yards of the zone where the spear is launched at will take about 100,000 fire damage. So it's quite a lot, but it's perfectly healable as long as everyone's topped off. So you can't really avoid that. However, when the spear is thrown, Riplim will run away from you. He'll run to the spear and take it back to Shannox. This gives you maybe 5 or 6 seconds of you without Riplim attacking you. This is great because it means that if you have 5 or 6 seconds left of the debuff on you, it'll tick off. But he applies it quite frequently, so you need a little bit more than 5 or 6 seconds. So if you line yourself up behind a crystal prison trap, after throwing the spear, Riplim will go and grab it, take it back to Shannox. He'll be like, okay, who was I attacking? TSW, run after you. Oh, there's a trap in the middle, and he'll be entombed in a trap. So that's like 5-6 seconds worth of the spear he's not attacking you for, and then another 5-6 seconds worth of him being tombed. So that's like 10 seconds worth of damage you could be not taking, and also the stacks you're not taking. So I think that there definitely is an opportunity for the person tanking Riplim to get rid of their stacks. This was I think our third attempt in total, and our first attempt doing this tactic, so I wasn't able to really experiment much with resetting the stacks from Riplim. However, I do very much think that that is a way to get around the stacks on the tank. So I've not talked much about the other ad, Rageface. Basically what Rageface does is he has no aggro table. So what we had was our ranged DPS attack him. As there's no aggro table, they're able to go full out nuke straight away from the get-go. What he'll do is he has a face rage ability, which will focus himself on one player. What this will do is he'll do small amounts of damage every second, but over time this damage will increase and increase and increase until he does large amounts of damage every second. So to avoid this, what you want to do is quite simply attack him with a spell, a single spell, which attacks him for, I think, on live 45,000 damage. To help you achieve this 45,000 damage one single spell hit, he is more susceptible to critical strikes when he is face raging. And that's it. Both ads are able to be used in the traps. You can do damage, you can trap them, so you can play around with them that way. It's kind of good for getting extra damage on them and just controlling them, maybe resetting your stacks earlier like I said, and other than that, that's the first portion of the fight. As you can see, I did die here. Like I said, it's just our first kill. Shannox will enrage once he hits 30%. Additionally, when both dogs die, he will enrage regardless of his HP. His enrage will increase his damage done by 30% and his haste by 30%. Ideally, you want both dogs to die as he reaches 30%. Once he enrages, you want to pop Hero and pop any sort of raid cooldowns such as Rallying Cries, Raid Walls, that sort of thing. If you're able to follow all that, you should have yourself a kill. I've been TSW with TGN. If you like this video, please thumb it up. If you've got any useful information, either regarding tactics or ways that I can improve my guides, please leave me a useful comment. If you enjoyed the video, thumb it up. Again, I've been TSW with TGN. I'll catch you guys later. Cheers. If you'd like to see more, simply click an annotation to see another boss strategy guide. Boo!